The room was cold, not because of the air conditioner, but because of what was about to happen. Sophia sat at the long glass table, her back straight, her legs crossed, her face calm, but her fingers kept tapping softly on the table. Tap, tap, tap. She stopped, then folded her hands. She would not look nervous. Not here. Not in front of them. Across the table sat her cousin Daniel, leaning back like he already owned everything. A small smile sat on his lips, like he was waiting for something sweet. Sophia didn't look at him. If she did, she might slap him. At the head of the table sat the family lawyer, Mr. Adeyemi. Old, quiet, careful with his words. He adjusted his glasses, then opened the brown envelope. The room went silent. Even the air felt like it stopped moving. Sophia swallowed slowly. My name is Patience, and this is a story about a powerful woman who made one desperate decision to protect everything she owns, and a poor man who walked into her world. Her father was gone, just like that. No warning, no goodbye, just one phone call and everything changed. Now this was what was left. Miss Sophia, the lawyer said softly, your father left very clear instructions. Sophia nodded once. Go on. Her voice was steady, but inside something was tight. Mr. Adeyemi opened the document and began to read. According to the will of the late Chief Emmanuel Okafor, Sophia's chest rose slowly. All business assets, properties, and controlling shares of Okafor Group of Companies, she leaned forward slightly, will be transferred to his only daughter, Sophia Okafor. Daniel's smile dropped for a second. Sophia closed her eyes briefly. Good. Of course. That was how it should be. She built that company with her father. She deserved it, but the lawyer did not stop reading. Under one condition. Sophia's eyes opened slowly. What condition? She asked. The lawyer paused, like he didn't want to say it. Daniel leaned forward now, interested again. Mr. Adeyemi adjusted his glasses. Miss Sophia must be legally married within 30 days of this reading. The room went completely still. Sophia blinked once, then laughed. A short, dry laugh. I'm sorry, what? The lawyer cleared his throat. If you are not married within 30 days, the entire company will be transferred to the next of kin. He paused, then turned his eyes slightly. Mr. Daniel Okafor. Silence. Heavy silence. Sophia slowly turned her head and looked at Daniel. This time, she didn't hide it. Her eyes were sharp, cold. Daniel smiled. Not big, just small. Annoying. You heard him, Daniel said softly. 30 days. Sophia stood up immediately. The chair dragged loudly across the floor. This is nonsense, she said. This is a mistake. It is not a mistake, the lawyer replied calmly. My father would never do this, she snapped. Never. Mr. Adeyemi sighed. He added a personal note. Sophia froze. Read it. The lawyer picked up another paper. This condition is to ensure my daughter does not allow pride or loneliness destroy her life. Marriage will teach her humility, patience, and responsibility. Only then can she truly lead what I built. Sophia's face hardened. Humility, she whispered. Her nails dug into her palm. Responsibility. Her voice rose slightly. I built that company with him. No one spoke. Her chest rose and fell faster now. This is manipulation, she said. He's gone, and he's still controlling my life. Daniel stood up slowly. Well, you can always say no. Sophia turned to him sharply. And lose everything? He shrugged. That's your choice. Sophia stared at him long and hard, then turned back to the lawyer. There must be another way. There is none. Engagement, she asked quickly. Temporary marriage? Contract. Legal marriage, the lawyer replied. Recognized. Registered. No shortcuts. Sophia laughed again, but this time it sounded broken. 30 days, she whispered. Then suddenly she grabbed her bag. I need air. And she walked out. Fast. Her heels hit the marble floor sharply as she moved through the hallway. Her breathing was heavy now. Angry. Confused. Trapped. She pushed the glass door open and stepped outside. The city noise rushed in. Cars. Voices. Life going on like nothing happened. Sophia stood still, then bent slightly, hands on her knees, trying to breathe. This is crazy. Her phone rang. She looked at it. It was her personal assistant. "Ma, cancel everything for today," Sophia said immediately. "Yes, Ma, and get me a list." "What kind of list?" Sophia straightened slowly. Her eyes changed. Sharp again. Thinking fast. "Single men," she said. There was a pause. "Ma, eligible. Clean record. No complications. You want a date?" Sophia let out a small, cold smile. "No." Her voice dropped. "I want to marry." Silence on the other end. "Ma, this is sudden." 30 days, Sophia said. "I don't have time." She ended the call. Then she stood there, still, looking at the busy road. Marriage. To a stranger. Just to keep what was already hers. Her jaw tightened. "Fine," she whispered. "If that's the game, I'll play it." Across the street, unnoticed, a young man in a faded uniform pushed a cleaning cart out of a building. His name was William. He wiped sweat from his face. Tired. Hungry. Thinking about home, about his mother, about his little sister Favor, who had stopped going to school because there was no money. He didn't know it yet, but his life was about to change. Completely. William pushed the cleaning cart slowly across the parking lot. The sun was hot. Too hot. Sweat ran down his neck, soaking into his faded uniform. His shirt had lost its color long ago. The name tag was almost peeling off. He stopped, rested his hands on the cart, and breathed. Just small breaths. Measured. Like if he breathed too deeply, something inside him might break. He reached into his pocket and brought out his phone. Old. Cracked. He stared at it for a few seconds, then dialed. It rang twice. "William," a soft voice answered. His face softened immediately. "Mama, good afternoon. How are you, my son?" "I'm fine," he said quickly. Too quickly. There was a small pause on the other end. "Have you eaten?" William looked down at his empty hand. "Yes," he lied. "I have." Another pause. Then a quiet sigh. "Your sister has not eaten since morning," his mother said gently. "She said she is not hungry, but I know her." William closed his eyes. His grip tightened on the phone. "I will send something today," he said. "But you said that yesterday," his mother replied. Her voice wasn't angry. That made it worse. It was tired. "Work has been slow," William said softly. "They have not paid us yet." "And school?" she asked. "Favor keeps asking when she will go back." William didn't speak immediately. He looked across the street. Cars passing. People moving. Everyone going somewhere. "Soon," he said finally. "Very soon." His mother didn't respond. And that silence, it said everything. "I will call you later," William added. "Okay," she said. Then quietly, "Take care of yourself too." The call ended. William stood there, still. Then he slowly put the phone back into his pocket. His chest felt heavy, like something was sitting on it. He pushed the cart again, step by step, back into the building. Inside the company building, everything was clean. Shiny floors, glass walls, cold air. The kind of place where people like him were not seen, only their work. William bent down and began to mop the floor. Slow movements. Careful. His mind was not there. It was at home. With his mother. With Favor. With empty plates. "William!" He looked up immediately. It was his supervisor. A short man with a hard face. "Yes, sir." "Manager, said someone made a complaint about this floor yesterday. Clean it again." "I cleaned it 3 times yesterday," William said quietly. The man stepped closer. "Are you arguing with me?" William shook his head. "No, sir." "Then clean it." "Yes, sir." William bent again. No anger. No complaint. Just silence. Upstairs, Sophia sat in her office. The list was in front of her. 10 names. 10 men. Her assistant stood quietly beside her. "These are the best options," she said. "All educated. All from good families. No scandals." Sophia flipped through the pages. Her face was blank. "Number 1, she said. "What does he do?" "Banker." "Next." "Lawyer." "Next." "Tech entrepreneur." Sophia dropped the file. "I don't like any of them." Her assistant blinked. "Ma, they all look the same," Sophia said. "Too polished. Too careful. They are good men. I'm not looking for a good man." Her assistant frowned slightly. "What are you looking for?" Sophia leaned back in her chair. Her eyes moved to the glass wall. She could see the workers downstairs. Moving. Cleaning. Invisible. I need someone, she said slowly, who will not challenge me. Her assistant stayed quiet. Someone I can control, Sophia continued. Someone who will take what I give and not ask questions. There was a pause. Then, you want someone desperate, her assistant said carefully. Sophia turned her head. Their eyes met, and slowly, Sophia smiled. Yes. Downstairs, William carried a bucket of water carefully. His arms were shaking slightly, not from weakness, but from tiredness. He turned the corner and bumped into someone. The bucket slipped. Water spilled across the floor. William froze. His heart jumped. I'm so sorry. Then he stopped, because of who was standing in front of him. Sophia. Her heels were wet, her clothes untouched, but her expression cold, sharp, like he had just offended something important. William immediately dropped the bucket. I'm sorry, Ma, he said quickly. I didn't see you. Sophia looked down at her shoes, then back at him. Her eyes scanned him from head to toe. Slow, judging. This is what you're paid for, she asked. Her voice was calm, but it cut. William swallowed. I will clean it immediately, Ma. You should have cleaned it before I got here. I'm sorry, Ma. There was a small silence. Then, what is your name? William hesitated. William. Sophia nodded slowly, like she was thinking. Her eyes stayed on him, longer than necessary. William shifted slightly, uncomfortable. Then suddenly, come with me. William blinked. Ma. I said come. Her tone changed. Not loud, but firm. He didn't argue. He followed. Inside her office, William stood at the door, afraid to step in fully. The place was too big, too clean, too expensive. You can come in, Sophia said without looking at him. He stepped in slowly. His hands were still wet. He didn't know where to put them. Close the door. He did. The silence in the room felt heavy. Sophia sat down, then pointed to the chair in front of her. Sit. William shook his head quickly. No, Ma, I'm fine. That was not a question. He sat, carefully, like he might break the chair. Sophia leaned forward slightly. Her eyes locked on his. What is your salary? William hesitated. Ma, how much do you earn? 30,000, he said quietly. Per month? Yes. Sophia nodded slowly. Do you have family? Yes. Who? My mother and my younger sister. What does your sister do? William looked down. She is at home. Why? He didn't answer. Sophia's voice dropped slightly. Why? No money for school, he said. Simple. Plain. No emotion. But it carried weight. Sophia leaned back, studying him again. Then she spoke. Slowly. Clearly. I have an offer for you. William looked up, confused. What kind of offer? Sophia didn't smile. I want to marry you. Silence. Heavy. Long. William blinked. Once. Twice. Then he laughed. Small. Nervous. Ma, I don't understand. I'm serious. His smile faded. His face became still. Why me? He asked quietly. Sophia didn't hesitate. Because you need money. That hit. Hard. William's jaw tightened slightly. But he didn't speak. I will pay you 50 million naira, she continued. His breath caught. You will marry me. Stay married for a period of time. Act as my husband in public. No emotions. No complications. William stared at her, trying to understand. This is not real, he said. It is. You don't even know me. I don't need to. Silence again. William stood up slowly. I'm sorry, Ma, I can't do this. Sophia didn't move. Sit down. I said I can't. 50 million. He stopped, his back still turned. Sophia's voice was calm, controlled. Your sister will go back to school. Your mother will eat. You will never clean floors again. William's hands slowly curled into fists. You will have a house, she continued. A car. A life you have never imagined. He turned back slowly. His eyes were different now. Struggling. You will only play a role, she said. Nothing more. William swallowed. And after some time we divorce. Silence. His breathing became heavier. You will still keep the money. He laughed again. But this time, there was pain in it. You're asking me to sell myself. Sophia didn't react. I'm offering you a way out. Their eyes locked, long tense. Then William spoke, very quietly. What if I say no? Sophia stood up, walked closer, stopped right in front of him. Then you go back to that floor, she said softly. Back to your empty house. Back to your sister waiting. Back to your mother pretending everything is fine. Her voice dropped even more. And nothing changes. Silence. William's eyes filled slightly, but he held it back. Sophia stepped away. Think about it. She picked up a card, placed it on the table. My number. Then she walked to the door, opened it. Don't take too long, she added. I don't have time. And she left. William stood there alone in that big office. The card on the table. 50 million. His sister's face flashed in his mind. His mother's voice. The empty kitchen. The silence at night. He slowly walked to the table, picked up the card. His hand was shaking. This is wrong, he whispered, but his voice was weak, because deep down, he was already thinking about saying yes. The sun had already gone down when William reached home. The street was quiet, not peaceful, just quiet, the kind of quiet that comes with struggle. Dim lights, small houses, voices from inside rooms, people talking, laughing, arguing, trying to forget their problems. William stood in front of their door for a few seconds. Just standing. The card was still in his hand. He had been holding it all the way home. Tight. Like if he let go, everything would disappear. He looked at the door, then at the card again. 50 million, he whispered. His throat felt dry. Then slowly he opened the door. Inside the room, his mother was sitting on a small stool, a dim lantern beside her. She was cutting onions into a small bowl. Very small. Too small. Favor sat on the floor, her back against the wall, a book open in her lap. But she wasn't reading. She was just staring at the page. Lost. When the door opened, both of them looked up. William! Favor jumped up immediately. She ran to him and hugged him tightly. You're back! William forced a smile and held her. Yes, I'm back. His mother stood slowly. Her eyes scanned his face carefully, like she was searching for something. You look tired, she said softly. I'm fine, Mama. But she didn't believe him. She never did. Mama, guess what? Favor said quickly. I tried to read today, but I didn't understand the math. When I go back to school, I will ask my teacher. She stopped, mid-sentence, because she remembered. Her face dropped slowly. The room became quiet again. William looked at her. That small change, that small silence, it broke something inside him. When you go back to school, he said firmly. Favor looked up at him. Really? Yes. But how? William didn't answer immediately. He walked into the room, sat down slowly, then placed the card on the small table. His mother noticed. Her eyes moved from the card to him. What is that? She asked. William took a deep breath. Then another. I need to tell you something, he said. His voice was low, serious. Favor moved closer, sat beside him. His mother sat too, waiting. William rubbed his hands together. Nervous. I met someone today, he began. Who? His mother asked. A woman. Favor smiled slightly. Girlfriend, she teased. William didn't smile. That was when they knew this was not normal. Not like that, he said. She is rich. His mother frowned slightly. How rich? William looked at her, then said quietly, very rich. Silence. What does she want with you? His mother asked carefully. William swallowed. Then, she wants to marry me. The words hung in the air, heavy. Favor blinked. Once. Twice. Then she laughed. Stop joking, she said. But William didn't laugh. His mother didn't either. Her face changed slowly. Explain, she said. So William did. Everything. The office. The woman. The offer. The 50 million. The conditions. The fake marriage. The future divorce. Everything. He didn't rush. He said it slowly, like each word was heavy in his mouth. When he finished, the room was completely silent. Even the lantern light seemed weaker. Favor looked confused. Wait, she said slowly. So, she doesn't love you? No. And you don't love her? William shook his head. No. And you will just marry? Yes. Like acting? Yes. Favor turned to their mother. Mama, is that possible? Their mother didn't answer immediately. She was staring at the floor, thinking. Deep. Then she looked up at William. Why you? She asked. William laughed softly, but there was no joy in it. Because I'm poor. That word filled the room. No one argued with it. No one denied it. Because it was true. His mother looked away. Her eyes were wet now. This is not right, she said quietly. William nodded. I know. You are selling yourself. I know. You don't know this woman. I know. Then why are you even thinking about it? William's voice broke slightly. Because we are suffering, Mama. Silence. Tears rolled down Favor's face quietly. William looked at her. You should be in school, he said. You should not be sitting here, hungry, pretending to read. Favor wiped her face quickly. I'm okay. You're not okay, William said. His voice rose slightly. You're not okay. The room went still. He looked at his mother. You should not be cutting onions like this, managing everything. She didn't speak. You should be resting, he continued. You have done enough. His mother's lips trembled. William looked down, then back at them. This is wrong, I know, he said softly. But tell me, what is right in our life right now? Silence. No answer. Because there was none. He picked up the card, looked at it, then spoke again. If I do this, everything changes. His voice was shaking now. You will eat. Favor will go back to school. We will leave this place. Favor cried openly now. Mama, she whispered. Their mother closed her eyes. Tears slipped down slowly. This kind of life, she said quietly, it comes with a price. William nodded. I know. And that woman, she continued, she will not treat you like her equal. I know. She will control you. I know. You will not be happy. William was quiet for a moment. Then he said, I am not happy now. That broke her. She covered her mouth, trying not to cry loudly. Favor held her arm. The room filled with quiet pain. Then slowly, their mother looked at him. Long, deep, like she was trying to memorize his face. If you do this, she said, you must not forget who you are. William nodded. You must not let money change your heart. I won't. And no matter how she treats you, you must keep your dignity. William swallowed. That one was harder. But he still said, Yes, Mama. She nodded slowly. Then do it. Favor looked up immediately. Mama. She turned to her. We cannot continue like this. Her voice was firm now. Painful but firm. If this is the door God has opened, we will not close it. Favor cried harder and hugged her. William sat there. Still. Then slowly he nodded. Decision made. The next morning, William stood in front of a large building. Clean. Tall. Beautiful. He had never been here before. He looked down at his clothes. Simple. Neat but simple. Then he walked in. Sophia was already waiting. Dressed perfectly. Like always. When he entered, she looked up. Her eyes studied him. Have you decided? She asked. William didn't sit. He stood straight. Yes. A small pause. Then, yes, I will marry you. Sophia didn't smile, but something in her eyes shifted. Good. She stood up immediately. Then we don't have time to waste. William blinked. What? We're getting married today. His heart jumped. Today? Yes. Isn't that too fast? Sophia picked up her bag. No. Her voice was cold. 30 days is already too short. I won't take chances. William swallowed. This was real. Too real. Come, she said, and started walking. He followed, because now there was no turning back. By afternoon, they stood in a registry office. Small, quiet, simple. No family from her side. Only William's mother and Favor. They sat quietly, nervous, out of place. Favor held her mother's hand tightly. Is this really happening? She whispered. Her mother nodded slowly. Yes. William stood beside Sophia. He looked at her. She didn't look at him. Her face was calm, like this was just business. The registrar cleared his throat. Do you, Sophia Okafor, take this man as your lawful husband? Sophia didn't hesitate. I do. Do you, William? I do. He didn't let him finish. His voice was firm. Because if he waited, he might think again. And if he thought again, he might run. The registrar nodded. Then by the power vested in me, I pronounce you husband and wife. Silence. No joy. No celebration. Just silence. Sophia turned immediately. Let's go, she said. Like nothing happened. William stood there for a second. Then he turned and looked at his mother. She smiled, but her eyes were full of tears. Favor ran to him and hugged him tightly. Thank you, she whispered. William held her. Tight. Very tight. Then slowly he let go and followed his new wife. Into a life he did not understand. A life that had already started changing him from the moment he said, I do. The pen felt heavy in William's hand. Too heavy, like it carried more than ink, like it carried his life. The registrar pushed the document slightly closer. Sign here. William looked at the paper. His name was already printed, beside Sophia's, husband and wife. It didn't feel real. Not yet. Sophia had already signed hers. Fast. Clean. No hesitation. Like she was signing a business deal. William glanced at her. She didn't look at him. Her eyes were on her phone. Typing. Busy. Unaffected. Mr. William, the registrar said again. William nodded slowly. Then he bent forward and signed. One stroke. That was all. But that one stroke changed everything. Good, the registrar said. You are now legally married. Silence. William dropped the pen slowly. His fingers felt cold. Sophia stood up immediately. Let's go. No smile. No emotion. Nothing. Just movement. William followed. Because that was what he did now. He followed. Later that evening, they sat in the same office again. Mr. Adeyemi was there. Waiting. Calm. Serious. Sophia walked in first. Confident. William came behind her. Quiet. Careful. The lawyer looked up. His eyes moved from Sophia to William. Then he nodded. So it is done. Yes, Sophia said. Her voice was sharp. Controlled. I am married. The lawyer folded his hands. Congratulations. Sophia didn't respond. Now, she said. Transfer everything. Straight to the point. No patience. Mr. Adeyemi sighed slightly. It is not that simple. Sophia's eyes narrowed. What do you mean? There is another condition. The air in the room changed. William felt it immediately. Sophia laughed once. Cold. You're joking. I am not. Read it, she said. Her voice dropped. Dangerous. The lawyer picked up another document, opened it slowly, then began to read. In addition to the marriage requirement, Sophia's fingers tightened slightly. The marriage must be maintained. She froze. What? If at any point, Sophia Okafor files for divorce, or the marriage is legally dissolved. He paused, then looked directly at her. The entire company will be revoked and transferred to the next of kin. Silence. Heavy. Dead. Sophia didn't blink. She just stared at him. What did you just say? She asked quietly. Her voice was calm. Too calm. If you divorce, the lawyer repeated, you lose everything. William's heart skipped. He looked at Sophia. Her face had changed. Not angry. Not yet. Just still. Like something inside her was breaking slowly. No, she said. Soft, but firm. No, that was not part of the agreement. It is part of the will. My father would not. He did. Silence. This is a trap, she said, her voice shaking now. He trapped me. Mr. Adeyemi didn't respond. Because there was nothing to say. Sophia laughed, but it sounded wrong. Broken. So I'm stuck, she said. I have to stay married to him. She pointed at William. Like he was nothing. Like he was a mistake. A janitor. William looked down. He didn't speak. He didn't react. But inside, something hurt. Badly. Yes, the lawyer said calmly. That is the condition. Sophia shook her head slowly. No. Then suddenly she slammed her hand on the table. No. The sound echoed. William flinched slightly. You don't control me, she shouted. Even in death, you don't control me. Her chest rose and fell quickly. Her eyes were red, angry, hurt, trapped. Then slowly, she laughed again. This time quieter, colder. Fine, she whispered. Fine. She turned, looked at William. Long, hard. You. she said softly. William looked up. Their eyes met, and in that moment he understood. This was not marriage. This was a cage. For now, she continued, you stay. Then she turned away. Let's go. The mansion was too big, too quiet, too perfect. William stood at the entrance, looking around. Marble floors, huge staircase, lights everywhere, everything shining. It didn't feel like home. It felt like a place where you had to be careful. Don't stand there, Sophia said, walking past him. Come inside. He stepped in slowly. His footsteps echoed. This is where you will stay, she said. No warmth, no welcome, just instruction. William nodded. Thank you. She stopped, turned to him, her eyes cold again. Don't thank me. Silence. This is not your house, she said, her voice low, sharp. This is my house. William nodded again. I understand. Good. She walked closer, stopped in front of him. You will behave properly in public, she said. You will act like my husband. Yes, but in this house. She paused, then said slowly, you are nothing. The words hit hard. William didn't respond. He just stood there, quiet. Your room is downstairs, she added. Mine is upstairs. Clear. Separated. Then she turned and walked away, her heels echoing, leaving him there, alone. Days passed, fast, and everything changed. Faber returned to school. New uniform, new books, new smile. She stood in front of the mirror, adjusting her collar. Do I look okay? She asked. William smiled softly. You look perfect. She hugged him tightly. Thank you. His mother watched from the side, her eyes full, not just of tears, but of relief. Real relief. Food was no longer a problem. The kitchen was full. Too full. She touched things carefully, like they might disappear. This is too much, she whispered. William smiled slightly. It's ours now. But even as he said it, he knew the truth. It wasn't. Back at the mansion, William sat quietly at the dining table. Food in front of him. Expensive. Untouched. Sophia walked in, dressed for work, perfect as always. She glanced at him, then at the food. You haven't eaten? I was waiting for you, he said. She scoffed. Don't do that. He looked at her, confused. I didn't ask you to wait. I don't care what you thought. Silence. She poured herself water, drank, then spoke again. Eat when you're hungry. Don't act like this is some kind of real marriage. William nodded slowly. Okay. She looked at him again, then smirked slightly. Also, stop sitting like that. He frowned slightly. Like what? Like you belong here. That one cut deeper. William looked down. Then quietly, he adjusted himself. Smaller. Less visible. Sophia watched him, then turned away, satisfied. That night, William lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling. The room was big, too quiet. He thought about everything. His mother, Favor, the house, the money, Sophia, the way she spoke, the way she looked at him, like he was nothing. He closed his eyes. This is what I chose, he whispered. Then slowly he turned to the side and tried to sleep. Upstairs, Sophia stood by the window, looking out at the city, her arms folded, her face calm, but her eyes heavy, trapped. She thought about her father, his voice, his rules, his control. Even now, even in death. She clenched her jaw. I will not lose, she whispered. Her eyes hardened again. I will not. Then she turned away from the window and walked deeper into the mansion, into the life she had created, a life where she had everything except freedom. Morning came quietly, too quietly. William was already awake. He sat at the edge of the bed, his elbows on his knees, his hands hanging loose, his eyes empty. The room was big, comfortable, but it didn't feel like it belonged to him. Nothing did. A knock came at the door. Before he could answer, it opened. Sophia stepped in, dressed, perfect, sharp, like always. Her eyes moved across the room, then stopped on him. You're still here, she said. William frowned slightly. Where else would I be? She shrugged. I don't know. Maybe back to your old life. Silence. William stood up slowly. I was about to leave for work. Sophia tilted her head. Work! Yes. She stared at him for a second, then laughed. Not loud, but sharp. You still think you have that job? William's brows pulled together. What do you mean? She walked closer. Calm. Casual. I had a word with the company yesterday. William's heart dropped. What did you say? Nothing much, she replied. Just that you won't be coming back. Silence. Heavy. William's chest tightened. You got me fired, he asked quietly. Sophia raised an eyebrow. Don't make it sound dramatic. That was my job. That was your old life, she corrected. Her voice was flat, unmoved. You're not a janitor anymore. William's jaw tightened. You didn't even tell me. I didn't need to. Silence. That silence carried something now. Something deeper. Something dangerous. William nodded slowly. Okay. Sophia studied his face, like she was expecting anger. A reaction. But he gave her nothing. And somehow that annoyed her more. Don't worry, she added quickly. I'll get you something better. William looked at her. Like what? She turned away already. Something that fits your new status. Okay, he said. But something in his voice had changed. Softer. More distant. Sophia didn't notice. Or maybe she didn't care. Later that afternoon, in another part of the city, a different mansion stood. Bright. Alive. Warm. Favor ran down the staircase, laughing. Her school uniform was crisp. New. Perfect. Her bag swung behind her as she moved. Mama, I'm going to be late, she shouted. Her mother came out of the kitchen, wiping her hands. Wait, eat something first. I'll eat in school. Favor replied quickly. You said that yesterday. Favor laughed. I'm serious this time. She rushed to her mother and hugged her tightly. Thank you, Mama, she whispered. Her mother held her. Tight. You don't have to thank me, she said softly. Thank your brother. Favor pulled back, her eyes bright. I will. She grabbed her bag and ran out. The driver was already waiting. As the car drove off, her mother stood at the door, watching, her eyes filled with tears. But this time, they were not tears of pain. They were tears of relief. Back at Sophia's mansion, William sat alone again. Different clothes now. Clean. Expensive. But they didn't sit right on him. Like he was wearing someone else's life. A maid placed food in front of him. Sir, she said politely. William nodded. Thank you. She left. He looked at the food. Didn't touch it. Not hungry. Not anymore. Then Sophia walked in. Her presence filled the room immediately. She dropped her bag on the table. Eat, she said without looking at him. I'm not hungry. She paused, then turned slowly. Since when? William didn't answer. She walked closer, looked at him properly now. What's wrong with you today? Nothing. Then eat. I said I'm not hungry. Silence. Their eyes locked. Tension. Then Sophia scoffed. Don't start acting strange, she said. I don't have the patience for it. William looked away. That small movement irritated her. You should be grateful, she added. He looked back at her. I am. Are you? Yes. She leaned closer, her eyes sharp. Because from where I'm standing, you look like someone who is forgetting his place. That word again. Place. William swallowed. I haven't forgotten anything. Good, she said. Then she stepped back. And just like that, she was normal again. Cold. Controlled. Get ready, she said. For what? We have an event tonight. William blinked. Event? Yes. What kind? Business. Important people. He nodded slowly. Okay. She picked up her bag again. Then paused. And William? He looked up. When we're there, her voice softened slightly. Not kind. Just careful. You're my husband. A pause. Then, act like it. Night came fast. The event hall was massive. Lights. Music. People dressed in elegance. Everything shining. Everything perfect. William stepped out of the car, slowly. His suit fit him well. Too well. Like he didn't deserve it. He adjusted it slightly. Nervous. Then Sophia stepped out. And for a moment, everything else disappeared. She looked unreal. Her dress flowed perfectly. Her skin glowed under the lights. Her presence commanded attention. People turned. Watched. Whispered. William stared at her. without realizing it. She noticed. "Don't embarrass me," she said quietly. That snapped him out of it. "I'm sorry." She stepped closer, slipped her hand into his arm. Natural, smooth, like they had done this 1,000 times. "Smile," she whispered. He did. And just like that, the mask was on. Inside, they moved together. Perfect. Beautiful. Untouchable. People greeted them. Smiled. Praised. "Mr. and Mrs. Okafor, you look amazing." Sophia smiled warmly. "Thank you." William nodded politely, playing his role, holding her, standing beside her, listening, watching, learning. And slowly, something started to change. He looked at her again. The way she spoke, the way she carried herself, the way everyone respected her, feared her, admired her. She was different here, not the cold woman in the house. Here, she was alive, powerful, beautiful. And for the first time, William felt something. Small, quiet, dangerous, attraction. He looked away quickly, but it didn't leave. Later that night, they stood together again. Alone for a moment, Sophia took a sip of her drink, then glanced at him. "You did well," she said. William blinked. That was new. "Thank you." A pause. Then he said, "You're different here." She raised an eyebrow. "Different?" "Yes." "How?" He hesitated. Then, "You look happy." Silence. Sophia stared at him. Long. Then she looked away. "I'm not." Her voice was quiet, almost honest. But just for a second. Then she turned back. Cold again. "Don't confuse performance with reality." The words settled between them. Heavy. Clear. William nodded slowly. "I understand." But deep down, he wasn't sure he did. That night, back in the mansion, Sophia walked ahead. As always, William followed. As always. But something had shifted. Small. Barely noticeable. But real. He looked at her differently now. Not just as the woman who owned his life, but as something else. Something he didn't fully understand yet. And that was the beginning of a problem. Because in a marriage like this, feelings were the one thing that could destroy everything. The mansion was quiet again, but this time it felt different. Heavier. Like something was building inside the walls. Waiting. William stood in the kitchen. Alone. A glass of water in his hand. Untouched. He stared at it. Not drinking. Just staring. His mind was not there. It was still at the event. The way people looked at Sophia. The way she smiled. The way she held his arm, like he mattered. Even if it was just for show. He closed his eyes. Took a slow breath. Then another. "This is not real," he whispered. But the feeling didn't go away. Upstairs, Sophia stood in front of her mirror, removing her earrings slowly. Carefully. Her face was calm, but her eyes not calm. She paused. Her hand stopped midair. Then slowly, she sat down and just stared at her reflection. "What are you doing?" she whispered to herself. No answer. Only silence. She leaned back, closed her eyes. For the first time in a long time, she looked tired. Not physically, but inside. Days passed, and things did not get better. They got worse. Morning. Dining table. William sat quietly, eating slowly, trying not to make noise. Sophia walked in, dropped her bag, sat down, looked at him. "You're still here." William paused, then nodded. "Yes." She sighed. "Did you not hear me the other day?" "I did. And I'm waiting." "For what?" "For the job you said you would get me." Silence. Sophia picked up her glass, drank water. "Calm. Too calm. I've been busy. It's been a week." She placed the glass down slowly. Her eyes locked on his. "And..." William swallowed. "I just thought. Don't think." That was sharp. Immediate. It cut him off. "Just do what you're told," she continued. "I'm not your responsibility." William's chest tightened. "But you said..." "I say a lot of things," she snapped. Silence. Deep. Uncomfortable. William looked down. Then quietly. "Okay." That word again. Soft. Accepting. Too accepting. And somehow, that made her angry. "Why do you always do that?" she asked suddenly. William looked up. "Do what?" "Just accept everything." "I'm not." "You are." Her voice rose slightly. You don't argue. You don't fight back. You just stand there like... She stopped, frustrated, like she didn't even know what she wanted to say. William watched her carefully. You want me to argue? He asked softly. She didn't answer, because she didn't know. She just knew something about him was getting under her skin. That afternoon, William left the house. Quietly. No driver. No car. Just walking. Like before. Back to the streets. Back to where he understood. He stood in front of his old workplace. The building. The glass. The cold doors. Everything the same. But not for him. He stepped closer. Security stopped him. Where are you going? I used to work here, William said. The man looked at him, then shook his head. Not anymore. Simple. Clear. Final. William nodded slowly. I know. He turned and walked away. Slowly. No anger. No noise. Just empty. Evening. The other mansion. Warm. Alive. William sat with his mother and Favor. They were laughing. Talking. Food everywhere. Favor showed him her books. Mama, look, I came first in my test, she said proudly. William smiled. Genuine. Of course you did. She hugged him tightly. I want to be the best, she said. You will, he replied. His mother watched him. Quietly. Then she spoke. You don't look okay. William forced a smile. I'm fine. No, she said softly. You're not. Favor looked between them. What's wrong? William shook his head. Nothing. His mother leaned forward. What is she doing to you? Silence. That question went straight in. William looked away. She's not doing anything. That is a lie. Her voice was calm, but strong. I can see it in your face. Favor's smile faded. Brother. William rubbed his face slowly. Tired. I just need time, he said. For what? I don't know. That was the truth, and it scared him. Night. Back at the mansion. Sophia stood in the living room, waiting. The clock ticked loudly. Too loudly. The door opened. William walked in. She turned immediately. Where were you? William paused, then answered calmly. I went to see my family. You didn't tell me. I didn't know I needed permission. Silence. That was new. Very new. Sophia's eyes narrowed. Careful. William stepped forward. Slowly. I'm not your servant. The words came out quietly, but they landed hard. Sophia laughed. Cold. You're right. A pause. Then, you're worse. That hit. But this time, William didn't look away. He held her gaze. Why are you doing this? He asked. Her expression changed slightly. What? This, he said. Everything. She crossed her arms. I don't understand. Yes, you do. Silence. Tension. You're angry, William continued. At your father. At your life. At this marriage. Her jaw tightened. But you take it out on me. That was it. That crossed the line. Sophia stepped forward quickly. Don't you dare. I'm not your enemy, William said. His voice stronger now. For the first time. I didn't force you into this. Silence. Heavy. Dangerous. Sophia's eyes burned. You think you understand anything? She asked. No. Then don't speak like you do. Her voice broke slightly. That was new. Very new. William paused. Then softer. I don't understand everything, he said. But I understand pain. Silence. I lived it, he added. Every day. Their eyes locked. Something shifted. For a second. Just a second. Sophia's guard dropped. Just a little. But then she pushed it back up. Harder. Stronger. I don't need your understanding, she said coldly. I don't need anything from you. That closed the door. Completely. William nodded slowly. I know. A long pause. Then he turned and started walking away. Where are you going? She asked. Downstairs. To your room. Yes. Good. That word again. Cold. Final. William stopped for a second, then continued walking. Didn't look back. Upstairs, Sophia stood alone, her chest rising and falling. Fast. Her hands shaking slightly. She looked around. The big house. The silence. The emptiness. Then suddenly, she grabbed the glass on the table and threw it. It shattered. Loud. Sharp. Echoing. She stood there, breathing hard, angry, but not just angry. Something else. Something deeper. Something she didn't want to feel. Downstairs, William sat on his bed. Still. Quiet. His eyes staring into nothing. He replayed everything. Her words. Her voice. Her pain. His pain. Then slowly, he lay down. Turned to the side. Closed his eyes. But sleep didn't come. Because now, everything was changing. The silence was breaking. The truth was coming out. And when truth comes out, something always breaks. The question was, what would break first? The marriage or them? Months passed, but nothing truly changed. Not inside the mansion. Not inside them. From the outside, everything looked perfect. Sophia and William attended events together. They smiled. They laughed. They stood close. Too close. People admired them. They're such a beautiful couple. Powerful. Perfect. Sophia played her role flawlessly. William followed. Flawlessly. But inside the house, silence. Cold. Distance. Two people living in the same space, but not together. One morning, the sun came in through the glass windows. Soft. Warm. But it didn't reach them. William stood in the kitchen, making tea. Simple. Quiet. His movements were slower now. He had changed. Not just his clothes. Not just his life. Him. He heard footsteps. He didn't turn. He already knew. Sophia. She walked in. Paused. Watched him. "You're up early," she said. Her voice was normal. Not cold. Not soft. Just normal. William nodded. "Yes." Silence. She leaned against the counter, watching him. "You didn't sleep." He shook his head. "A little." She looked at him. "Long." "Then, you should rest more." William glanced at her. That was new. "I'm fine." She didn't argue. Didn't push. Just nodded. "Okay." Another silence. But this one was different. Less heavy. Less sharp. Like something between them was slowly shifting. Later that day, the gate opened. A black car drove in. Slow. Smooth. Expensive. The driver stepped out quickly. Opened the back door. And Daniel stepped out. Calm. Confident. Smiling. That same smile. Nothing had changed about him. But his eyes, they were watching. Observing. Calculating. He adjusted his suit. Looked up at the mansion. "Interesting," he murmured. Then he walked in. Inside, Sophia sat in the living room. Working. Focused. William was not there. Daniel entered without waiting. Like he belonged. Sophia looked up. Her face changed immediately. Cold. Sharp. "What are you doing here?" Daniel smiled. "Good afternoon to you too." "Answer the question." He walked closer. Slow. Relaxed. "I came to see my dear cousin." "I'm not in the mood." "That's fine," he said calmly. "I am." Silence. Tension filled the room. Sophia stood up. "I don't have time for your games." Daniel's smile widened slightly. "This isn't a game." A pause. Then, "It's an opportunity." That word made her stop. Slowly. "What did you say?" Daniel stepped closer. Lowered his voice. Carefully. "You got married," he said. "Smart move." Sophia didn't respond. "But you didn't read everything properly." Her eyes narrowed. "I know exactly what I signed." "Do you?" he asked softly. Silence. He reached into his jacket, pulled out a document, placed it on the table. Sophia didn't touch it. "What is this?" "Read it." She hesitated. Then slowly she picked it up. Her eyes moved across the paper, line by line. Then suddenly she froze. Her fingers tightened. Her breathing changed. "No," she whispered. Daniel watched her, enjoying it. "Yes." Her eyes moved faster now. Desperate. Searching. Hoping she read it wrong. But she didn't. "If the marriage is dissolved," she read slowly, "by mutual agreement or influence from either party." Her voice shook slightly. "The ownership transfers immediately to the next of kin." Silence. Her hand dropped slightly. Her mind racing. Daniel leaned closer. "Not just divorce," he said softly. "Any influence that leads to separation." Sophia looked up at him. Her eyes sharp again. "What are you trying to say?" He smiled. Slow. Dangerous. "I'm saying." A pause. Then, You don't need to file for divorce to lose everything. Silence. Heavy. Deadly. Sophia's chest rose slowly. You're lying. I'm not. I would have known. You didn't, he said simply. That truth hit harder than anything. Footsteps. William walked into the room. He stopped immediately when he saw Daniel. His body stiffened. Sophia didn't look at him. She was still staring at the document. Lost. Daniel turned. His eyes landed on William. And something changed. Interest. Real interest. So, he said slowly. This is him. William didn't speak. He just stood there, watching, listening, understanding slowly. Daniel walked toward him, circled him once, like he was inspecting something. Simple, he said. Quiet. Then he smiled. Perfect. William frowned slightly. What do you want? Daniel chuckled. I like him, he said, looking at Sophia. He speaks. Sophia didn't respond. She was still thinking. Fast. Too fast. Daniel leaned closer to William, lowered his voice. Tell me something, he said. Are you happy? William didn't answer, because he didn't know. Daniel smiled. That's what I thought. Sophia finally spoke. Stop it. Her voice was sharp again. Focused. She looked up at Daniel. You came here to say something. Say it and leave. Daniel straightened, nodded. All right. He looked at both of them, then spoke slowly, clearly. I can make you lose everything without touching you. Silence. Then he turned to William. But you? A pause. You can end this marriage. William's heart skipped. Sophia's head snapped toward him. Daniel continued. You can walk away. He stepped closer, lowered his voice. And when you do, a small smile. I take everything. The room went still. No one moved. No one breathed. Sophia's eyes burned. Get out, she said. Quiet, but dangerous. Daniel didn't move. Instead, he reached into his pocket, pulled out a card, and placed it gently on the table, right in front of William. Not Sophia. William. If you ever get tired, he said softly, call me. Silence. He stepped back, adjusted his suit, then looked at Sophia one last time. You played the game well, he said, but the game isn't over. Then he turned and walked out, like nothing happened. The door closed, softly, but the impact loud, heavy, permanent. Silence filled the room, deep, uncomfortable. William stood there, still. His eyes slowly dropped to the card on the table. He didn't touch it. Not yet. Sophia watched him, carefully, her chest rising, falling, fast. What did he mean? William asked quietly. Sophia didn't answer immediately. She couldn't, because for the first time, she was not in control. Then slowly, he wants to break us, she said. William looked at her. Us. That word hung in the air. Sophia froze. She hadn't meant to say it like that, but it was too late. William's eyes stayed on her, waiting, searching. What happens if I leave? He asked. Silence. Sophia's jaw tightened. Her hands curled slightly. You won't. William didn't move. That's not what I asked. Their eyes locked. Long tense. Real. Sophia took a step closer. Her voice dropped. If you leave. A pause. Then. I lose everything. Silence. William's gaze shifted. Back to the card. Then back to her. And he gains it. Yes. Another silence. Heavy. Dangerous. Then William spoke. Very quietly. What do I gain? That question cut deep. Sophia didn't answer immediately, because for the first time, she didn't have control over the answer. And that scared her. The wind moved the curtain slightly. The room felt colder. The card sat on the table between them. Not touched, but not ignored. William looked at it again, then at Sophia, then back at it. His hand moved slightly, just slightly, not touching, but close, very close. Sophia saw it. Her heart skipped, just once, but it was enough. And in that moment, everything changed. Because for the first time, William had a choice, and Sophia was no longer the one in control. The question was simple, but deadly. Would he stay, or would he walk away? The card remained on the table, waiting, and so did the answer. Thank you for watching this story. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more.